I don't believe in superstition, but I believe in sensibility. I believe in science. I believe in understanding. Any negative energy affecting you, you're not able to fight. You're not able to understand something is even attacking you. Your responses are slow. Your unconscious, subconscious responses are slow. And hence, you get attacked by that energy and the mechanism goes slow. कई बार आप पार्टी पे जाते हैं, बहुत अच्छे लग रहे होते हैं. Your clothes get hampered, कपड़ा फट जाता है, जल जाता है, you fell sick. That's because your defense mechanism was low.
Hi, Jay.
Good morning.
Good morning. We were looking forward for this conversation. Welcome to my show, Who Said That with Jay on Who's That 360 NDTV. I would like to give your introduction to our viewers. A globally recognized lifestyle coach, astrologer, numerologist. What else I can say? I'm really fond of your work. When I go on Instagram, those mesmerizing reels, and more than that, that grace is what makes you different.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Thank you. My first question is, how did you break into this astrology field?
I think this is a gift which I understood from very early age that I have it. I was probably 8 or 9 years old when I was able to touch people's hand and get information about their life, their futures. I still do that. A lot of me do that still, but I would not like to take the credit of reading too much about it or learning too much about it. It's a gift. I'm just exploring and going deeper.
I was searching about you, research was going on. I have seen your different interviews where I got to know that you started your journey from garage. Your first office was there. How do you look back at your journey?
It's magical. It is something that God made it happen without much of my efforts, to be very honest. I would always say, and I'm always a firm believer of this, that I'm under grace, and when you are under grace, you're protected, you're taken care of. All you have to do is just surrender, and which I think very naturally do since the very beginning of my life. I also feel that sometimes when you see people jumping from one peaks to another, which God has been very kind for me to experience it also, I believe it's not your own efforts that can do it. It is an external force, the universal force, which is guiding you, suggesting you, and you listening to your gut, following on the steps, which one has to do it without questioning, because the moment you question too much, the voice of the gut reduces. So that's the only surrender and that's the only commitment universe wants from you. Okay? When there is a guidance, don't think twice, just move.
When we talk about belief in disbelief, we often in dilemma like hard work and luck. What's your take on that?
See, I believe that without luck, it is not possible for you to get an opportunity. It's people can keep struggling and they just don't get opportunity ever. I mean, you can keep doing hard work, but it never gets noticed. So luck is definitely very important. Where you're born, that's the first luck you have. What parents you have,
Exactly.
what freedom, what opportunities you have as a child. Where it's not absolutely in your control is luck. But to actually utilize luck or opportunity, you need to have hard work and skills so that the opportunity comes and it doesn't wash away. There are a lot of Bollywood celebrities that we see from the family of stars where they get opportunity to get into films. They are lucky to have parents like them. But if they are not hardworking or if they don't have skills, be it politicians or film stars, where they get an easy platform there for their kids, but you need to have skills, hard work to really prove yourself each and every time luck strokes your door.
I must say that in between of the questions, you have that mesmerizing aura. I just want to hear you. I do not want to ask. I want you to keep go answers and answers. I don't know. Maybe you have that aura. You are gifted with that. So my next question is about that only. When we talk about aura, I have often heard positive aura, negative aura. What's actually that?
See, around us, we have a space. If you ever visit a temple that's crowded with people and nobody's touching you, but when they're very close to your body, you just want to throw them away. You want them away from yourself, be it in crowded
Exactly.
metros or buses or trains or spiritual places or anywhere else, even clubs and concerts for that matter. That's your space, and people who are big in stature, like celebrities, you see, they have these bouncers who keep people
Hmm.
pushed away from them, even from the 4 feet or 3 feet distance, because that's their space, that's their aura. Everything has an aura. Your home has an aura. Like if somebody's sitting outside your door, not touching it and just looking at it, you'll feel uncomfortable, though you have not
Exactly.
taken or
Hmm.
bought the space of outside your door, but still you feel it's my space. What is it that you're looking at? And when somebody's staring you, they could be just staring maybe 2 inches away from you, but you just feel uncomfortable. So what are you looking at? That's your space, which is not you, but you somehow, it's a territory that you believe it's yours. Now, when that territory is also very much dominated by the way you think, there's some people that you just sit with and you feel elated, you feel happy, you want to be more with them. They're not adding anything to your life, they're not giving you money, they're not talking to you also. But just sitting around them, you feel better. And then there's some people who are like walking vampires in life. The moment they talk, you just want to run away. The moment they open their mouth, you just feel sucked. You just feel
Hmm.
drained. So that's your energy that ex- that's your it's you're emitting out from your system, from your body, from your mind, where either people are drawn towards you or they're repelling against you. And sometimes they don't have to do something good or bad to you, but it is them that our energy is able to catch when we like them or we don't like them. So, and that really can change the way you think, the way you perceive, the way you are. And that's how we say that thoughts create your destiny, because the way you think reflects in your actions. Your actions becomes your habit, and your habits determine your destiny.
You were telling about your family reaction. How did they react when you started it? So now, what's their reaction now when you are a full-fledged astrologer?
See, because they have also seen me on this journey, which is very
Hmm.
magical for people who have been with me.
Okay.
Because I always believe that, when you run alone, it's called race. When he lifts you and run, it's called grace. So
Exactly.
that's the case with me. And there is no doubt, and I have no shame or no shyness in admitting that, I'm pampered, I'm being taken care. And sometimes in life, it's a it's a privilege you enjoy, being closer to nature. And the only thing I do is just love and try to follow the steps which are correct for my conscience, my mind. And I just do that. I just do my bit. And it's just like, when you, with your little hands, can give somebody a candy, you can just pick up 8 or 10 from your hand. But when somebody huge, uh, like a 8 feet or a 10 feet huge man lifts something and gives you from his hand, it'll be 10x of what you are capable of giving. That's the relationship between you and universe. You're a tiny dot, which has no existence without the grace. And when you give to him, it's just a little bit of your time, your efforts, your good words, your good deeds. But when he's giving it to you, it's something that you can't even handle and manage. And I have experienced that love. I experience it every day, every bit. And I'm very grateful, and I like to be in that same space of being grateful.
Okay. Any superstition you believe personally?
No, I don't believe in superstition, but I believe in sensibilities.
Ah,
I believe in science. I believe in understanding. Like I have a little dog here with me all the time. And, if somebody is just coming towards my door, she's going to bark and stand up and see who's coming. Now, that's a sign from a dog who's there with me since years now. And she understands that somebody is coming. If somebody is known and regular, she would not even give a sign. But if she's barking non-stop, I'll also get up and see that what's wrong. What is she looking
exactly.
at? Kaun aaya hai? Correct? Now, is that a superstition? No.
No, that
You
does not.
understand the language and
Hmm.
you act and react on it because it's a sign for you that look, somebody is unknown. I don't know this. Look at it. And you look at it. Similarly, nature also gives you many signs. Like when I see a butterfly, I know that God is trying to tell me that it's time for gratitude. When I see beautiful
Okay.
flowers all around, for me, that's a sign of blossoming and blooming. I close my eyes and connect to the energy of blossoming and blooming. Similarly, when I look at water flowing at a beautiful way, especially when I'm closer to Ganga, I'm closer to Rishikesh, which is a very frequent place I notice and I travel to. I thank God of making creativity flow through me. So anything that brings my attention to something, I connect it with myself, and nature is trying to tell me something of just connecting with it. For me, it's like my father calling me that, hey, look at it, I'm missing you, think about me. And I just react in that way. I don't try and follow anything that stops me in life. I try and get on to things that helps me grow and evolve in life. Anything which is not appropriate, which is so called negative, it's not part of my programming. So
Hmm.
if a cat crosses my way, I just look at her and smile. I don't say Billy rasta kaat gayi. Anything which uplifts me is my psychology and part of me. Otherwise, that's not me. That's not for me.
We talk about evil eyes. We often talk about evil eyes, or we say secrecy is the power. If we are doing something, we should not tell people, otherwise, it would be evil eyes. What's your take on that? How does evil eye function? Even I personally want to know.
So when you are too happy, too elated, when you're drunk, when you're too joyful,
Hmm.
your barriers or your walls are down. If you look at the history and let's go back and see that the biggest attacks and the most successful attacks are done on people when they're partying, the soldiers are enjoying, and then the other, you know, army just comes and sabotage them and tries and hits on them when they are not aware to fight back. Similarly, when you're too high on life, alcohol, or any other thing, your barriers or your defense mechanism is very, very low. Any negative energy affecting you, you're not able to fight. You're not able to understand something is even attacking you. Your responses are slow. Your unconscious, subconscious responses are slow.
Hmm.
And hence you get attacked by that energy and the mechanism goes slow. कई बार आप पार्टी पे जाते हैं, बहुत अच्छे लग रहे होते हैं, your clothes get hampered, कपड़ा फट जाता है, जल जाता है, you fell sick. That's because your defense mechanism was low. And when you're starting something new, when you're creating something very important, you're consumed by that. And when you're consumed by something, the other part of your awareness, which is there to protect you, help you, defend you, is not working. Just like your body's immunity is low, you will get viruses and bacteria and fungus and every other thing which is out there in the air. Not definitely planted towards you, but somebody is there with that energy. Your immunity is low and you get COVID and you get other viruses and bacteria and flu and influenza because it's your immunity. The other person sitting next to you isn't getting it. And immunity is something which cannot be seen, just like your protect mechanism, your aura cannot be seen. But something is low and something is high. You can sense it. You cannot measure it. You cannot touch it. There is no perceptory understanding and catching of it. But something is wrong. Something is not right. And the only way it affects you is by your brain and your energy. You feel slow, you become lazy, you believe in procrastination, you don't try hard, you give up easily. These are the easiest ways how you get affected by an evil eye. And when you know that your fire mechanism is slowed down, you're not working in the same way, things are becoming slower in your responses, that means you've been affected by it. And then how do you clear it? You clear it
Exactly.
by 5 elementals.
I was about to ask
You
that
can
question.
manage it. I could figure it out. You can clear it up by 5 elemental help. You can put your food in front of God, which we call as prasad, and you eat it, which is clearing it through earth element. और which we call as प्रसाद में फ्रूट मिला, माता के जागराते पे गए, टेम्पल में गए, गुरुद्वारे में गए, कड़ा प्रसाद मिला, अमृत मिला. That is where it's a programmed food, for clearing of God's energy, and you clear it through earth element. You put things in water and take bath over it like salt and coffee. It is about clearing it through water element. You light fire and take that सरसों के तेल की बाती and rotate it over your body and then burn it is eliminating it through fire element. You put dhoop, batti, jhada over you, which is eliminating it through air element. Or you listen to some chant, sit in a havan and use all the 5 elements and clear it with through space element, which is chanting and listening to good affirmations or listening to good music. Meditating is space element. Or you do havan where you believe and bring in all the 5 elements. Pani hai, ghee hai, aag hai, havan samagri hai, dhua hai, all 5 elements, and you get it cleaned up. So elemental cleaning is the strongest and the easiest. Picking up
Okay.
any element.
Yeah, when we talk about secrecy and evil eyes, but this time everybody in social media, they're sharing their achievements and everything. So, how to deal with that? How to keep it private?
People are not showing what is real. People are exaggerating and showing what is not real. So what is getting affected is something which doesn't exist.
Fake, okay.
आपने एक castle in the air बनाया जो exist ही नहीं करता. You're sharing a relationship picture. I love you, baby. Thank you for being part of my life. There's no need for the world to know that. The person is sitting next to you. Tell him, hug him, and express him or her. अब इसमें social media क्या करेगा knowing that thank you for part of my life, baby? They're least interested. For me, social media only makes sense when either you are getting contribution in your life or you are contributing in somebody's life. What are they learning out of it? How is it helping them? If any information you give is not emanating vibrations of learning, growth, happiness, joy to someone, it's useless. You're doing things to make people feel jealous and uplift your confidence, then it's all in the air. It's not everlasting. And what you're creating is bubble in the air. तो जो चीज हवा में है उसको क्या नजर लगेगी? वो तो एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती है.
Right. Now you are in a full-time content creation business. I can see your videos. You are giving that also that important. When we talk about social media, it comes with its own pros and cons. The online scrutiny that we talk about. I have gone through the comments. Through you do not get that much scrutinized, but still there are some unpleasant comments under your content. How do you deal with that?
So I don't have Instagram on my phone. I
Oh.
don't read the comments. I don't know after my shooting what do they post and what are people writing about it.
Okay.
I don't follow news much.
Okay.
Whatever is really important, I just read about it, 1 or 2 lines, and that is it. Because what we get is other people's perception, not the truth. And I am not interested in anything lesser than truth. My job is to give what I feel is right. My job is to be true to my personality. I look, I wear, I be, I speak the way that I feel is correct at this time and point of life. If it changes after 1 month, 2 months, tomorrow, 1 year, 10 years, or never, it's okay. But if I look back in life, I'm 41, and I say, if God comes up tomorrow and says, sweetheart, time is up, pick up your bag and we are ready to go, I have no regrets in life. There is nothing which is incomplete. There is nothing I have to say, do to my daughter, my family, that I have not done till now. That is how I live. And what people feel is something which I understand and I don't feel angry at. This is what they're carrying. When people are carrying anger, they only have angry things to write. When people have remorse, sadness, or jealousy, that is what they have to write. But that is not me. I only listen, see, hear of what I feel is relevant. And sometimes it also happens face to face, also, where people appreciate you a lot. Not just criticism, which is what I receive much more than criticism. God has been very kind. I don't let any compliment get stuck to my head. I don't even remember if somebody complimented me yesterday and what it was. I keep myself so clean from it. At least I try. I pack up all the compliments that I receive the moment I receive and give it to God. I said, I don't deserve it. It's your doing. And if somebody ever criticizes me, I again wrap it up and give it to him. I said, that's your problem. So that is how I have lived up till now. And this is something that I have been very happy with in this space. And I hope God maintains the same way. And I
Yes.
maintain the same path.
You are sorting out a lot of things for me as well, making it easier to deal in the corporate sector. Anyways, I have a basic rapid fire round for you. You can describe in one word or one line. Okay? My first word is Krishna.
Love,
Karma.
intention.
Dharma.
It's your intention, not your action.
Okay. Dharma.
Rightfully living with your happiness and making other people feel elated. You can't make anyone happy for sure. It's their choice, but you should definitely not do things to pull them down.
Numbers.
Numbers,
Yes.
power, hidden
Cards.
power.
Cards.
Playing or tarot?
Tarot.
Both. Whether it's playing cards or tarot, it's skill. It's a matter of skill and understanding.
Okay. Evil eyes.
Very weak in front of God.
Prediction.
If the pattern is same, 99.99% true. If people evolve, very difficult to predict. Only guiding.
Okay. So this was not part of my questionnaire, but still I want to ask. You got a beautiful skin. Any skincare tips you would like to give to our audience and your audience as well?
I'm a very low-key maintenance person. Only thing I do is I get up and I realize that today I'm alive. Before I take the first breath in awareness, I let God settle into my system once again. And I think it's just His way of being inside and around me. And so again, I do nothing to really maintain it. Only thing I do is meditate, surrender, and accept. If it is aging, it has to age gracefully, because that's the way divinity is. The older the tree is, the beautiful it is. That's how nature is. With aging, it's only mature and grace that should follow. And that's my mind. I think that's what reflects on the skin.
What is the secret sauce behind your styling? That grace, that saris and everything.
I think that's me. Aesthetically, I'm somebody who understands that nature is all about beauty. There's no harm of being someone who likes to see good things, who likes to hear good things, who likes to speak good things, who like to touch and feel good things. I'm somebody where I believe senses, your body, your mind is a gift from divinity. We are privileged that we have time to explore that areas. There are millions and billions, who don't even know what to get for the second meal of the day also. We're very privileged. And if we can aesthetically put things together in a much beautiful manner, as the matter of art and beauty, because our basics are met in life, is our service back to the universe of aligning everything. Now, be it my clothes, my shoes, my hair, or anything. For me, it's just the gift I have received. I'm maintaining it well.
That's it from mine. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.